Hey everybody, what's going on? What's happening? What's shaking? How you doing for your Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Of course, as always, you can give us a call at 972-994-6822 as we talk everything Thanksgiving. I've got some sort of bizarre Wi-Fi signal in my streaming, which is a bunch of hooey because I turned my Wi-Fi off completely and I'm running. Oh, God. Diane O'Brien is here. She says, wow, you're up early, Tom. Well, it's, no, she said, I'm on early, which is kind of the truth. It's 10:48 here in beautiful Dallas, Texas. Diane O'Brien, of course, is from Shrewsbury, Shropshire. And she's from England, where they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Man, I'm going to tell you something right now. That little Wi-Fi signal is going to bug the crap out of me. It says, if you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging in. I'm not on Wi-Fi. That's the whole point. And for me not to be getting just awesome signal right now is ticking me off. I'm going to have to check into some things. I'm going to have to check into some things because I'm supposed to be getting just rocking upload speed here. Kif Dunnage is here. Kif, nice to see you. Happy Thanksgiving. This type of boomer rock disappeared completely, hasn't it? Not here on the Tom Gully Show. We'll give thanks to that by Billy Gumbo. Kif was kind enough to tell me that my sound's working just fine. So, I'm telling you what, man, that little Wi-Fi signal, nearly 5 o'clock there in England. I don't even think there's any soccer on today there, sadly. Anyway, we're about to get down to it here for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Ah, yes, the most wonderful of all holidays in the whole. Oh, I'm telling you, this is going to make me so mad. Mirror up my camera, high definition. Maybe this will help me out a little bit. I don't know. Oh, that just screwed everything up. Okay, maybe that'll help. I don't know. It doesn't seem to have helped, so screw it. We'll go with the higher definition. Why am I so OCD? Why? I'm not doing that. I'm not testing my speed while I'm here on air. Did you get a chance to see Jesse join Comedy Shaman the other night? No, I did not, but I would give money to see that. Anyway, there's absolutely no reason why I shouldn't be just rocking. I don't understand that. Well, we're gonna try some things out here on our next broadcast. Anyway, we're here to talk about Thanksgiving. And I'm going to tell you, let me tell you about Thanksgiving, okay? I'm going to tell you a little bit about Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving was originally celebrated in a weird way that most people aren't aware of, and that was the early pilgrims used to celebrate days of fasting. They would fast for long periods of time. Now, when they came to the New World, that was not exactly their choice. They didn't have anything. They hadn't planted anything. They were very low on food. So fasting was just a matter of survival. However, the Thanksgiving they eventually had and would begin having was to celebrate the harvest or ship landings or military victories or the end of a drought or whatever. But the very first, what we consider Thanksgiving, was celebrated by the Pilgrims after their very first harvest in the New World in November of 1621. They really don't know the exact date that it occurred. They have no idea when it happened. But it was in 1621, a little bit over 400 years ago, if you do the math. The Thanksgiving at that time lasted 3 full days and was attended, get this, by 90 Native Americans from the Wampanoag tribe and only 53 survivors of the Mayflower. The Mayflower had about 100 people on it when it arrived on our shores, and so about half of them died. But we were outnumbered at that first Thanksgiving. There was a lot of military considerations to the first Thanksgiving. The Wampanoag tribe had decided, since we brought women and children, that we weren't going to go to war with them, and therefore they wanted us as allies against other Indian tribes. So they were nice to us. The feast, in what has come to be a tradition, was cooked by 4 Pilgrim women. There were no men involved in the cooking of the feast. Now, originally, this first Thanksgiving was only for the Pilgrims, but the Wampanoag tribe showed up because the Pilgrims had fired some celebratory shots into the air with their muskets, and the Wampanoags thought this was a signal to war. So they showed up in battle regalia, ready to get down. They see their friends, the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims invite them to sit down. And the Wampanoags didn't have any food with them. They later went back and brought their own food, which was a family-sized bag of Cheetos and a case of Ham's beer. I mean, what's open on Thanksgiving, really? You've had that happen with relatives show up and, oh, I should have brought something. They run out. They come back with, a bag of gummies and some beef jerky. No, what's the spirit of the thing? Spirit of the thing. Most importantly, on the very first Thanksgiving, the menu, not exactly what we're used to. Diane O'Brien was just listening to Take That, This Life's podcast. The CD will arrive at the O'Brien residence soon. Well, I don't know what that is, but I'm excited for you. The very first Thanksgiving featured no potatoes. No taters. Because those are originally a South American food and had not been introduced into the New World's harvests and things of that nature. Also, there was no pie because there was no butter, there was no wheat flour, and there was no sugar. Now, what there was, because the Wampanoags brought it, there was some turkey served. They did have turkeys that were in the wild, and perhaps a few chickens. But the Wampanoags brought fish, eels, shellfish, and nasop, which was boiled cornmeal mixed with vegetables and other meats. So there you go. As far as nationally, here in the United States, Abraham Lincoln proclaimed the very first nationally officially recognized Thanksgiving Day in 1863. And the United States has recognized this date ever since. It wasn't just a one-off. However, in 1865, Congress made Thanksgiving a paid federal holiday for all workers in the United States. But it was not until 1942 that Thanksgiving was officially given the 4th Thursday in November as its official date. Prior to that, it was at the discretion of the president, which has its own bizarre story. Look them up, see what you think. I certainly will, as soon as I'm done with Thanksgiving here. Thanksgiving has way more controversy surrounding it than any holiday supposedly giving thanks should ever have. And there's not enough time to go over everything, but here's an example. Franklin Delano Roosevelt wanted to break with the tradition at the time of giving Thanksgiving the last Thursday in November. Okay. He wanted Thanksgiving to be the next to the last Thursday, the 4th Thursday in November that year, because in 1939, there would be 5 Fridays. And the reason that he wanted to do that was that the guy that was the head of Macy's convinced him that it would make the holiday buying season even longer if they made it earlier in the month. So that extra week would give merchants more time to sell things. And hello, there was not just a good, but a great depression going on at the time. So he thought it was a good idea. And let's keep in mind that selling, and this was true when I was a kid, not anymore, selling or advertising Christmas stuff before Thanksgiving at the time was considered inappropriate. Like you would never see Black Friday ads out, like have been out for the last month. Well, people lost their nuggets over this. You think we're politically divided now. Republicans called it an affront to the memory of Abraham Lincoln. People called the fifth Thursday Thanksgiving Republican Thanksgiving, and the fourth Thursday Thanksgiving that we have now, Franksgiving, for Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Well, they settled the matter by codifying into law the fourth Thursday, since not that many Novembers have 5 Thursdays, and everybody went back to having regular bowel movements so that we all of us can enjoy the Thanksgiving that we've come to know and love. There you are. Let's see here. Overlord, I'm just going to call that, says, happy Thanksgiving, Tom. Happy Thanksgiving to you. So now we're all chill on Thanksgiving. Oh, I am so mad that this stream is so messed up, and I so want to try to correct it right this very minute. There's absolutely no reason. Google Chrome, maybe that's the reason. I'm going to try Firefox next time. That's just the way I am. Let's see here. Yes. One of the biggest things in the United States is the NFL on Thanksgiving. So, since the very first year of the National Football League, 1920, over 100 years ago, the National Football League has played games on Thanksgiving Day. Since 1934, the Thanksgiving Day game has traditionally included one game hosted by the Detroit Lions, who for countless decades have really had nothing to be thankful about, producing one dismal team after another. But they are going to appear in the Thanksgiving Day game, which will probably start in an hour, I guess. Since 1966, the other game has been hosted by the Dallas Cowboys. In 2006, a third primetime game has occurred with no fixed teams at all. And in case you did not know it, and I sure didn't, last year, the NFL branded the games as the John Madden Thanksgiving celebration to honor the former coach, announcer, video game impresario John Madden, who bummed everybody out over his own celebration by dying a year earlier. Now, Detroit has always had the early game, and Dallas has always had the second game in an agreement with the NFL, mostly because Detroit's not that popular and Dallas is nationally popular, and for a long time was pretty much the only team west of the Mississippi in the NFL. There was Kansas City and there was LA and San Francisco, but you know, Dallas was the big team for most of the western portion of the country. So one game always has to have two NFC opponents, and that's usually the early game with Detroit. The other one has to have one AFC opponent. So for many years, only one AFC team on Thanksgiving. Now, there's a primetime game since 2006, and it's marginally traditional for some of the teams to wear throwback jerseys, the old school jerseys in all of these games. No, it doesn't happen all the time and every year, but kind of. Now in 2012, I'm getting more Thanksgiving Day, let's see here. Enjoy the day, Tom, a little. Yeah, well. Happy Thanksgiving, says Dinah Brent. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And she liked it so much, she said it twice. So there we go. In 2012, the Thanksgiving Day game gave us one of the most memorable moments in NFL history. And yes, I am talking about the butt fumble. You'd like to think that the NFL would lighten up on Thanksgiving, but their tyrannical protection of copyrighted material means we can't show it to you. Suffice it to say that Mark Sanchez of the Jets ran directly into the butt of a teammate, fumbled the ball, which was returned for a touchdown. And yes, it never stops being hilarious. You can look it up on YouTube. There's also a controversy surrounding Detroit and Dallas getting to host their own game. Kansas City Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt lobbied heavily for the Chiefs to get a permanent game to host on Thanksgiving. That controversy ended in 2006 when he died and therefore finally had to shut up about it. Let's see here. Kip Dunn says, what do you think is the most cringe aspect of Thanksgiving, either in your life or the larger sense? Is fine to answer. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. It's the go around the table and tell what you're most thankful for. That's easily the most cringe. In my opinion, it's the worst. I mean, aren't we all just generally thankful to be alive? But then you have to sit and think about the last year, and somebody always says, I'm thankful that everybody's here at the table together. And somebody always says, I'm thankful that that's the cringe moment for me. It really is. Oh, here you go. Kip Dunnage says agreed. It's like, hey, look, we're all here. We know why we're here. It's called Thanksgiving. Do we have to have a list that then other people will pick apart after we're done eating? Do we really have to? I don't think we should have to. That's just me. That's just me. By the way, the Dallas Thanksgiving Day game is regularly the highest rated regular season game of the year. Almost every year it is. Before I tell you some bad things that happen on Thanksgiving, to Kip Dunnage's point, I would like to show you one of my favorite things about Thanksgiving, and that's going to be Johnny Carson and Doc Severinsen talking about Thanksgiving. Let's just see here. This never, ever fails to make me laugh. I hope that you will enjoy it. I'll have to stop it to comment on it so that it is transformative content. But here we go.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving? We're doing a show, of course, tomorrow.
I was going to ask you if you got your turkey yet.
Sure.
Do you, truthfully, do you help Mrs. Carson prepare the turkey?
Just like you help Mrs. Severinsen prepare the turkey.
No, there is no Mrs.
Oh, that's
Severinsen
right.
there.
That's right.
There used to be.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
The fact that I
hard for
never
me to
helped her
keep
stuff
track.
her bird was one of our big problems.
Now, Doc Severinsen and Johnny Carson famously divorced several times. That will be important in this story.
I thought that was your problem. Well, no, I forgot all about that. We've been together so long that I forget sometimes where we are.
Which wife are we on?
On various Thanksgivings. No, we're gonna.
In fact, that was one of the things we really fought about.
What?
I wanted an oyster stuffing in the turkey, and she wanted bread stuffing, and she got bread stuffing and a lot of money.
You mean you used to argue about what you're going to stuff the turkey with?
Yes.
And that was one of the problems.
She's still stuffing the turkey, but not with money.
Well, it's nice to know you have no bitterness.
By the way, this just keeps getting better and better and better. If you're enjoying it, you're going to enjoy it a lot more. If you're not enjoying it, well, then you don't have enough to be thankful for.
Well, I always used to say, you can have turkey and all that. I don't like turkey that much.
Yeah.
I said, I love lasagna. She calls up every year at Thanksgiving, says, are you having your lasagna?
They don't forget, do they?
No.
I'm sorry about that. Well, we're having
You didn't answer the question.
What, are we having turkey?
Yes.
No, I don't help. I don't know about that stuff.
Be careful. Those turkeys, they'll catch you.
I couldn't go out. In the Midwest, it's seriously enough. And when you grow up out there, I could never go out. And some of the kids would have to get a pet turkey. And at the end of the year, you get attached and you can't go out.
Turkey?
A pet. They're not.
I mean,
They're not very nice birds to begin with. Turkeys are not your.
They're terrible looking things.
It's terrible looking. They're noisy as hell, and they're mean birds.
They are.
But kids would get them, you know. Now you got to go out there and kill them. I couldn't do that.
They
could you?
deserve it.
What?
They deserve it. Anything that ugly should die.
Isn't it true? Shouldn't anything that ugly die? It's just, I kind of share Doc's view of Thanksgiving. I'm sorry. He's right. Doc's still alive, by the way. Or maybe he just recently passed away, but I think he's still alive.
No. As you can see, I'm not too crazy about Thanksgiving.
Oh, God. No, you really aren't, are you? You're not going to celebrate.
I suppose you'll be home with the family having turkey. Just a typical American family.
That's right. And you'll be out there writing the checks. Sending them for the stuffing, huh?
You will have written yours the day before.
That's right. Mine's already in the mails.
And Ed went to deliver his personally.
But what does he know? Tie askew and nose aglow. Okay.
Ed McMahon, of course, the longtime sidekick to Johnny Carson. I don't know. Now it gets better because Johnny Carson is a well-known. He was not known. He had a close circle of friends. Early in his career, he socialized like crazy, but then he sort of quit drinking and he became, I don't want to say standoffish, but very businesslike at work. And that plays into a bit of the next thing that we'll hear the guys talking about here.
Well, I don't know about you. We're having an awful lot of fun up here, folks. Now,
I'm just going to the Zodi's Day Parade. Watch Big Bertha come by.
Look, if you really feel badly now, I feel so terrible that you're going to be alone. Would you
I
like?
didn't say I was going to be alone.
You just say you ain't going to eat no turkey, right?
That's right.
You could come over. Would you like to come to the house and?
This is the first time you've ever asked me.
Well, you made me feel so guilty.
I mean, when you ask an employee in front of 15 million people, do you want to come to the house for Thanksgiving dinner? What am I going to say? No. You know what I say? I say, yes, Mr. Carson, I love it.
Can you come?
No.
I love how he automatically gets out the tissue box because he knows they're both cracking up. Am I the only one enjoying this? Is it just me? Am I the only? Okay. Well, we're going to play the rest of it anyway. By golly, we're going to play the rest of this damn thing anyway. It's just like Thanksgiving. You're going to take what you're given and like it. You got to like it. You're going to take what you heard me.
We really don't have room anyway.
I will be in the neighborhood.
I just did it because you made me feel so guilty.
That's good. I'm glad. Tomorrow when you're eating that turkey, I know you aren't that crazy about turkey.
Not
anyway.
really. Not really. I don't know. You just fell
Go
with the
ahead
habit
and
of
eat it and be happy. Look at all the family around. It's a great occasion in American
It
history.
really is.
Of course it is.
This is from I can't find where's
Right
this?
down there.
At the bottom.
You usually find that's where people sign a letter.
All right.
See,
You're
right
right.
after sincerely yours. You can always tell. Right away.
Can you give me whatever you're taking tonight?
I'll tell you You want to give me a hit on that, whatever it is? I can't give you any, but I'll sell you some.
Oh dear. The late great Jim. Well, let's just go there. Well, isn't that great? Isn't that just wonderful? We'll just start the camera. That's what we're talking about. Hey, you guys having a great time? I sure am. Yeah, let's see here. Well, we've got Thanksgiving memories out the yin yang here. The Wolf says, I won't enjoy it as much as watching Mitch Mock's brother throw a 100-pound pumpkin out my window to smash Bill Murray's air conditioner out of his window over my first holiday break at Ball State. No, it's not your connection, Dabble Jew. It's me, and it's StreamYard and getting to learn it, and it's not going at the speed I want it to. Nothing's going right this morning. Look, I'm just going to say it. I hate Thanksgiving. I've never liked it, and I don't think it's anything to be thankful for. And I'm grateful for the day off. My family lives 1,000 miles away from here. I don't think I would want to be hanging with them today anyway. We're going to do it all again in a month. Diana Bryan said, definitely Irish humor. It is. I hope you enjoyed the Johnny Carson clip anyway. That's our milieu. It's our milieu. No, Dabble, you're fine. You're fine. You're completely fine. I got a lot of stuff to figure out with this. I personally think that Google Chrome eats so much data that there's not going to be a good way for me to get a good stream here ever. So I'm going to try Firefox next time. There. Welcome to my world. Now, in keeping with Tom Gully Show history, tradition, history. Oh, God. And I just lost all my damn stuff when I went off the screen. James Hupp Massey, I'd rather watch Tom Green hump a dead moose than watch the Tom Gully Show. Let's put that up on the screen. Hey, what Tom Green does with your mother is between them. Let's see here. I do have other things to show you, like this. Hey, that doesn't look too much fun. I hear you cry. Well, that's the Thanksgiving Day disaster. The Thanksgiving Day disaster took place in San Francisco on November 29th, 1900, at the annual college football game between the California Golden Bears and the Stanford Cardinal. They call it the big game because they're not that imaginative, I guess. A large crowd of people who did not want to pay the $1 admission fee. That's actually is worth about $40 today. But anyway, they didn't want to pay the fee. And they gathered upon the roof of a glass blowing factory next to the stadium to watch it for free. Well, The roof collapsed, spilling many spectators onto a furnace. Now, this furnace was, if they'd fallen into it, they'd have been instantly liquefied. It was 3,000 degrees inside. But the outside of the furnace was still 500 degrees. And it spilled many spectators onto the top of the furnace. There was a variety of pipes and various other things that kept some people trapped onto the top of it for an extended period of time. Anyway, 23 people were killed and over 100 more were injured. The disaster remains the deadliest accident at a sporting event in United States history. The Wolf says, okay, James, go ahead. Go watch Tom Green do that thing with the, now, that's not the only bad thing that's happened on Thanksgiving. No, don't kid yourself. We all remember Natalie Wood, don't we? That's the only kind of wood that doesn't float? Right. Well, everybody knows that Natalie Wood drowned with Robert Wagner and Christopher Walken in a drunken stupor nearby on the boat. But what most people don't remember is it happened on Thanksgiving. More mashed potatoes, anybody? All right. Hey, here's another one for you that you may not remember, but it's a Thanksgiving thing. Those of you that are sports fans, you know who that guy is, don't you? Well, that's our good friend Tiger Woods. Yeah, the car crash that started the decline of Tiger Woods, yes. Well, it started when his wife Erin Nordegren took out a golf club. Bitter irony. And took to smashing the glass and the windows and pretty much anything she could hit on Tiger's SUV in the very early morning hours of Black Friday. But for the purposes of this show, we'll count it as Thanksgiving. And then he wrecked into a tree and hurt his leg and took him a long time to win another tournament. So happy Thanksgiving. The Wolf says another train wreck in the pond. Yes. I don't know which pond you're talking about or which train wreck, but maybe you're talking about the train wreck that is this program when I closed the wrong tab a little earlier. Paused Up Patriot says, happy Thanksgiving, Tom. Happy Thanksgiving to you. So that's all the material I prepared for today. And it's 972-994-6822 if you'd like to call in. Otherwise, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll try to figure out what the deal is with the streaming on this programming, because I supposedly have got just rocking upload speeds here. Rocking. Yeah, this is it. The global speed band. You know what? I should test this on screen, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna test it off screen. And then I'm gonna raise some serious heck with my provider. Okay, that's a 14 millisecond ping. That's pretty good, right? That's got to be okay. Okay. Well, that can't be good. Maybe that's part of the issue. Hard to say. Oh, look, I've just gone completely. Oh, Natalie Wood. Yeah, train wreck. Well, I don't know what was going on there really, because she was a little bit hot. I do have some more information about that horrifying sports Page unresponsive. Okay. This piece of junk. I'm really. That can't be right. I am paying for way more than that. I'm thinking it's this browser. I'm thinking it's the browser. I don't know. It's got to be something. Natalie Wood was kind of hot, though. I think we all have to agree with that. Dabble Juice says it's super lagging. I know, because I'm testing the speed here. Not having a very good time. Oh God, no wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna have a call. I'm gonna have a talk with Spectrum here. That should help things out a little bit. Okay, so let's just go back to this. Yeah, there we go. Of the hundreds of people that fell on the roof, at least 100 people fell 4 stories to the factory floor. 60 to 100 more people fell directly on top of the furnace, the surface temperature of which was estimated to be 500 degrees. I told you that. Had people broken through the furnace, their bodies would have been consumed by the molten glass. Many of the spectators were pinned by the binding rods to the surface of the furnace, making escape more difficult. Fuel pipes were also severed, spraying many victims with scalding hot oil. The fuel also ignited, setting many bodies on fire. Factory employees worked to remove bodies from the furnace using metal poles to poke bodies out of reach. And the question that you got to ask yourself at that point is, thinking maybe you should have just paid the $1. Maybe paying that $1 wouldn't have been such a bad, you know what I mean? Anyway, the Wolf says, I sent you some sports car YouTube goodies to watch. Shelby could never say sports car. I know. He had a problem saying sports car. I know the Wolf does not like that Ford versus Ferrari movie, but I have it and I like it a lot. But maybe next time, pay the $1. Just go ahead and pay the $1. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for our very special technical problem-ridden Thanksgiving episode. I personally am just so thankful for my horrifyingly bad, I don't know. I think it's this browser. Personally, now I'm going to spend the rest of the day. Hell of a holiday. I'm going to spend the rest of the day looking into this damn browser and StreamYard and everything else. So anyways, I'm hoping that I'm going to turn the phone lines off now. You know, I got to say, my favorite thing about doing this show, and really the only reason I do it, is the phone lines. And since I've restarted the show, with the exception of the Wolf, nobody calls. So it's like, that's a waste of my time. Don't do that to me. Call in. Why aren't you calling in? I unbanned everybody. You should be able to call in whenever you want. I did get some funky requests from somebody named Theodore Lane or some real funky be my buddy on Skype thing, which sucked. It was awful. But I'm guessing that now's a pretty good time to just kind of say, happy Thanksgiving, and hope you learned a little about Thanksgiving. I hope you learned about bad things that happen in the NFL for Thanksgiving. And I think the most important thing to remember is that I'm supposed to be thankful, but right now I'm just bitter and angry at my browser. And with all that in mind, I guess I'm not doing that again. With all that in mind, I guess all there is left to say is jeepers. Till next time, I guess, we'll
side.